My beloved child, I know you are feeling tired. I have seen the heavy sighs you release when you think no one is watching, and I have heard the silent prayers you whisper in the middle of the night when sleep refuses to come. You look ahead at your future, and lately all you seem to see is a thick, confusing fog. You see obstacles that appear too high to climb, closed doors that refuse to budge, and a path that feels endlessly frustrating. You have been feeling stuck in a cycle, wondering if you have taken a wrong turn, or worse, wondering if I have turned my face away from you and left you to figure it all out on your own. But listen to me very carefully in this exact moment. The confusion and the standstill you are experiencing right now are not signs of my absence. In fact, this is precisely when my hand is working the most powerfully in the unseen places of your life. I never promised that your journey on this earth would be completely free of steep mountains, fierce storms, or dark valleys. But I did promise, with an everlasting and unchanging love, that I would always go before you. And right now, my beloved child, I am personally clearing the path for your future. Those doors you saw slamming shut right in front of your eyes recently, those opportunities that slipped through your fingers just when you thought you finally had a breakthrough, that was not my rejection. That was my absolute protection over your soul. I am closing the roads that lead to places you were never meant to stay. Places that might look glittering and promising on the outside, but would eventually drain your light, your strength, and your peace. Do not weep over what you have just lost. Do not mourn the relationships that faded or the people who walked away from your life when you needed them most. You were holding on to certain things so tightly, believing they were your only lifeline. But I know better than anyone that if you carried them into your next chapter, they would become a heavy anchor pulling you under. When I clear the path for you, it sometimes feels like a massive storm sweeping through your garden. It breaks the dead branches and washes away the withered leaves. In the moment, all you see is disruption, confusion, and pain. But look closer, my child. That storm has simply removed the shadows, so my light can finally reach the new seeds waiting to bloom inside you. My beloved child, I know that one of the hardest things for your human heart to endure is the season of waiting. There have been moments recently when you cried out to me, asking for a sign, for a direction, for just a whisper of reassurance. And it felt as though your prayers were echoing back from a silent brass sky. You watched as doors magically opened for others around you. You saw people stepping into their blessings, their seasons of joy, and their breakthroughs, while you felt left behind in the dark waiting room of life. In your most vulnerable moments, a quiet voice whispered in your mind, asking, "Did God forget about my prayers? Am I not worthy of the same grace?" But let me speak directly to that hidden, agonizing fear today. My silence is never an indication of my absence. When a master craftsman is doing his most delicate, precise, and vital work, he is often completely quiet. In those moments of profound silence in your life, I was not ignoring you. I was working meticulously on the foundation of your future. If I had given you the blessing you asked for when you first demanded it, your spiritual roots would not have been deep enough to sustain the heavy weight of that glory. A tree that grows too quickly without deep roots will be easily toppled by the very first strong wind. The delay you are experiencing right now is not a punishment, my child. It is preparation. I am using this very season of stillness to build resilience, unshakable faith, and a pure character within you. I am teaching you how to trust my heart, even when your eyes cannot trace my hand. You see, the path I am clearing for your future is so magnificent, so full of purpose, and so heavy with divine destiny, that you simply cannot walk into it carrying your old doubts, your hidden fears, and your fragile, condition-based faith. The waiting was absolutely necessary to empty you of your self-reliance, so that you could be entirely filled with my strength. Do not let the quietness of this season trick you into believing you have been abandoned. The soil must be completely dark, heavy, and still for the seed to crack open and begin its journey upward. What you call a painful season of being buried, heaven calls a powerful season of being planted. The unshakable foundation I am pouring into your spirit right now is exactly what will keep you standing tall when you finally step into the extraordinary future I have prepared for you. My beloved child, as I clear the path ahead of you, I am also doing a deep and absolutely necessary work inside of you. I see the invisible weight you carry on your shoulders every single day. You have been walking through life, dragging the heavy chains of past mistakes, the bitter echoes of hurtful words spoken over you, and a deep-seated fear that you are somehow not enough. You have become so incredibly skilled at hiding this exhaustion from the world. You put on a brave face, you smile for those around you, and you pretend that everything is perfectly under control, while inside, your spirit is crying out for a moment of true rest. But you never have to wear a mask in my presence. I see the tears you hold back, and I know exactly where your heart still secretly bleeds. The future I am leading you into is too bright, too expansive, and too beautiful for you to enter it, while still chained to the ghosts of your past. That is exactly why this current season feels so emotionally intense and overwhelming for you. I am gently bringing your hidden wounds out of the darkness and into my healing light. I am not exposing your pain to shame you or make you feel weak. I am bringing it to the surface so that it can finally be washed away forever. You must understand, my child, that you cannot embrace the magnificent new things I have prepared for you if your hands are still tightly gripping the old pain. It is time to release the resentment you hold toward those who misunderstood, betrayed, or abandoned you. They were merely characters in a chapter that has now ended, and they have no authority over the glorious story I am writing for your tomorrow. Even more importantly, it is time to truly forgive yourself. Stop measuring your permanent worth by the temporary times you stumbled. If I, the creator of the universe, have completely forgiven you and washed you clean, why do you continue to condemn yourself? Take a deep breath right now, my beloved child, and intentionally exhale that heavy, suffocating burden. Lay down the paralyzing guilt, lay down the endless anxiety, and lay down the exhausting need to have everything perfectly figured out by your own strength. As I remove the physical obstacles from your external path, I am also sweeping away the thick fog of anxiety from your internal world. I am trading your heavy, wounded spirit for a radiant garment of praise and unshakable peace. You are stepping into a season of absolute emotional freedom. My beloved child, I want you to understand that the path I am clearing for you requires a completely new kind of trust. Up until now, you have relied heavily on your own understanding. You have calculated every step, analyzed every possible outcome, and tried to control the circumstances around you just to feel a fleeting sense of safety. But true safety is never found in controlling your environment. It is found in surrendering to my perfect will. I am actively breaking the exhausting cycle of self-reliance that has kept you trapped in a perpetual state of anxiety and spiritual fatigue. There are moments when you look at the empty spaces in your life right now, the spaces left behind by the people who walked away, the plans that fell apart, and the dreams that seemingly shattered, and you feel a profound, aching sense of loss. But I want you to look at those empty spaces differently today. Do not view them as voids of abandonment or monuments of failure. View them as sacred clearings. I have emptied those spaces intentionally so that I can fill them with blessings that will exceed your wildest imagination. If your hands are full of things that were only meant for your yesterday, how can you possibly receive the magnificent gifts I have prepared for your tomorrow? The future I am making a way for is not just a slightly better version of your past. It is a complete and total spiritual restoration. I am elevating your mindset, expanding your territory, and drastically increasing your capacity to receive my love. The reason this transition feels so terribly uncomfortable is that you are growing out of the narrow, confined spaces that used to contain you. A seed does not feel comfortable when it is cracking open in the dark, damp soil, but that very cracking is the only way it can push through the dirt and become a mighty tree. Do not be afraid of the breaking, my child. What feels like destruction to your human eyes is actually divine reconstruction. The path ahead is being paved with my unmerited grace, illuminated by my unfailing truth, and protected by my heavenly armies. Take a deep breath, let go of the desperate need to know every single detail of the journey, and simply take the next step while holding my hand. My beloved child, as I clear this new path and deeply reconstruct your spirit, you will inevitably face a battle, not just with the circumstances around you, but within your own mind. The enemy of your soul is absolutely terrified of the glorious future I am actively preparing for you. Because he cannot stop my hand from moving in your life, he will try his hardest to paralyze your feet with fear. He will whisper ancient lies in the quiet hours of the night, telling you that you are not capable, that this new season is far too difficult, or that you are destined to repeat the painful failures of your past. He wants you to look at the vast, uncharted path ahead and feel utterly overwhelmed by what you cannot see. But I am telling you today, do not listen to the manipulative voice of fear. Fear is a liar that thrives in the dark shadows of your what-ifs and worst-case scenarios. When the overwhelming waves of anxiety try to crash over your mind, I need you to intentionally anchor yourself in my eternal truth. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of sheer power, of unconditional love, and of a sound, peaceful mind. The unknown future that scares you so much is already completely known to me. I am already standing in your tomorrow, making sure that every single detail aligns perfectly with my divine purpose for your life. When you feel the sudden urge to retreat to your familiar comfort zones, even if you know those zones are painful and toxic, I am calling you to boldly stand your ground. Stepping into the magnificent new territory I have cleared for you requires immense courage. It requires you to finally drop the heavy armor of self-defense you have worn for so long and put on my radiant armor of light. You do not need to figure out the entire journey today. You do not need a complete, detailed map of the next 10 years. You only need enough faith to take the very next step. My child, the provision for your next chapter is already waiting for you, but you will not find it by constantly looking backward. The grace I offer is completely sufficient for right now. I am breaking the chains of intimidation that have kept your voice quiet, your spirit burdened, and your dreams small. You are not a helpless victim of your circumstances. You are a victorious, deeply loved child of the Most High. As you step out of the shadows and onto this cleared path, watch how I miraculously silence your inner critics and surround you with my favor like an unshakable shield. My beloved child, as you step onto this newly cleared path, there is something incredibly heavy that you must leave behind permanently. The false labels others have placed upon you, and even the cruel labels you have placed upon yourself. For so many years, you have allowed your identity to be defined by your lowest moments, by the times you stumbled, and by the opinions of people who never truly understood the immense depth of your journey. You have looked in the mirror and silently called yourself broken, forgotten, too late or not enough. But those are not my words. Those are the fading echoes of a world that does not know how to love you the way I do. I am calling you today to boldly reclaim your true identity. You are not the sum of your past mistakes. You are not the painful rejection you endured. You are not the trauma that tried to break your spirit. You are my masterpiece, intricately woven with divine purpose and destined for extraordinary things. When I look at you, I do not see a fragile soul barely struggling to survive. I see a courageous warrior who has walked through the fire and is now emerging as pure gold. It is time to stop apologizing for your scars. Those scars are not signs of weakness or failure. They are the undeniable proof that my grace has sustained you, and that the battles meant to destroy you only made you profoundly stronger. I see exactly how exhausting it has been for you to constantly try to prove your worth to people whose hearts remain closed. I need you to stop striving for the temporary validation of this world. You do not need to perform, you do not need to hustle for love, and you do not need to constantly explain your pure heart to those who are stubbornly committed to misunderstanding you. Your absolute worth was established before the foundation of the earth. As you walk into this new, expansive season, hold your head high. I am actively restoring your dignity, your quiet confidence, and your spiritual authority. You are no longer a captive to your painful history. You are the beloved heir to my greatest promises. My beloved child, as you stand on the edge of this newly cleared path, I know you are still searching for a complete, detailed map. Your human mind desperately craves a step-by-step blueprint of exactly how everything will unfold. You want to see the final destination before you fully commit to the journey. But I am asking you to walk by faith, not by sight. The grace I give you is like a lantern in a dark, unfamiliar forest. It does not illuminate the entire woods all at once, but it gives you exactly enough light to safely and confidently take the very next step. I do not need you to figure out the next 5 years today. I only need you to be obedient in the small, quiet, and seemingly insignificant moments of right now. When I whisper to your weary spirit to rest, I need you to actually lay down your burdens and rest. When I gently nudge you to let go of a toxic habit or a bitter thought, I need you to release it without arguing. When I prompt you to simply trust me for your daily provision, I need you to take that tiny step of faith. Heaven does not only celebrate your massive, earth-shattering victories. Heaven fiercely rejoices over your quiet obedience on a completely ordinary day, when you choose to trust my love instead of surrendering to your anxiety. I see the profound effort it takes for you to simply keep going on the days when you feel utterly depleted. You think those small steps of perseverance go unnoticed, but I see every single one of them. I see the incredible courage it takes to open your heart again when it is heavy with past disappointments. I see the invisible, exhausting battles you fight to keep your spirit tender and kind in a world that tries so incredibly hard to make you cynical and cold. Let me assure you, my child, none of this is wasted. Every small step of faith you take is actively shifting the spiritual atmosphere around your life. As you practice this daily, moment-by-moment trust, you are going to notice something beautiful and miraculous happening inside of your soul. A profound, unshakable peace is going to settle permanently over your mind. That deep, heavy exhaustion that has plagued your bones for months is finally going to lift, and a genuine, unforced joy will return to your spirit like a beautiful sunrise. You will suddenly wake up and realize that you no longer have to carry the crushing weight of the world on your shoulders, because you have finally, truly allowed me to carry it for you. My beloved child, as I clear the path ahead for your future, I am not only removing inanimate obstacles and unseen barriers, I am also actively purifying the relationships around you. I know your heart has deeply ached because of the people you trusted the most. You poured out your unconditional love, your sincerity, and your forgiveness. But sometimes all you received in return was betrayal, coldness, or empty promises. There have been nights you cried silently in the dark, wondering if you did something wrong, or if you were simply not good enough to be treated with true love, loyalty, and respect. But hear my voice clearly in this exact moment. The problem was never your worth. The absolute truth is that those people were simply not destined to walk with you into this radiant, sacred, and expansive new chapter of your life. When I allow certain people to gracefully, or even painfully, walk away from your life, it is an act of my sovereign protection. If I had allowed them to stay, their hidden negativity, their subtle jealousy, or their deep-seated selfishness would have eventually become a heavy anchor, pulling you under, preventing you from reaching the magnificent blessings I have prepared for you. Do not try to desperately hold on to hands that have already chosen to let go. Do not weep in front of doors that I have intentionally locked for the safety and preservation of your own soul. The empty space they left behind is absolutely not a permanent sentence of loneliness. It is a sacred clearing, specifically created to make room for the new people, the right people, who truly belong in your divine destiny. I am actively bringing souls with aligned spirits, genuine love, and my heavenly light into your life. They will not come to drain your emotional energy or constantly judge your past mistakes. They are coming to uplift you and hold your arms up when you are weary. They will see your true immense value even in your weakest and lowest moments. The landscape I am opening up for you right now is a beautiful, thriving territory of peace and authentic, divine connections. My child, the tears you shed over deep isolation will very soon be rewarded with the beautiful laughter of true understanding. The years you spent feeling like a stranded island in a vast ocean are finally coming to a close. I am orchestrating perfect encounters and timely opportunities behind the scenes that no dark force can ever stop. What you need to do right now is not anxiously chase after anyone, but simply rest quietly in my perfect love. Do not let past betrayals turn your beautiful, tender heart cold and closed off. Let me continue to gently heal those scars. When you completely trust my divine guidance, you will realize that every painful separation in your past was a completely necessary, perfect preparation for the blessed, life-giving reunions of your future. My beloved child, I want you to pause for a moment and take a deep, intentional breath. Can you feel it? There is a profound, undeniable shift happening in the spiritual atmosphere around you right now. For so long you have been walking through a seemingly endless, exhausting night. You learned how to bravely navigate the dark, how to brace yourself against the cold winds of disappointment, and how to survive on just the bare minimum of hope. You became a warrior of the night, constantly on guard, constantly waiting for the next unexpected storm to hit. But hear my voice today. The long, bitter night is finally over. I am officially commanding the dawn to break over your life. You survived the darkest hours when you honestly thought your spirit was going to shatter. I saw the nights you laid in bed, utterly depleted, wondering how you would ever find the strength to face the morning. But look at you now, my child. You are still standing. The enemy tried to use that heavy season of darkness to permanently destroy your faith and crush your spirit, but I used it to forge an unshakable, beautiful resilience inside of you. However, you must listen to me very carefully right now. The survival tactics that kept you alive in the dark are not the tools you need for the light. It is time to completely step out of survival mode. When you live in survival mode for too long, your heart gets tragically used to expecting the worst. You become afraid to hope, afraid to dream, and afraid to fully open your hands to receive because you fear it will all just be snatched away again. But the season of lack, agonizing loss, and constant defense has ended. You do not need to nervously look over your shoulder anymore. I am asking you to intentionally take off the heavy, protective armor of your past trauma. It kept you safe in the bitter winter, but it will only weigh you down in this beautiful, expansive spring I have ushered you into. Lift your eyes, my beloved child. The path I have cleared for you is now bathed in the golden light of my unfailing grace. It is time to finally allow yourself to feel genuine joy without nervously waiting for the other shoe to drop. It is time to laugh freely, to love deeply, and to bravely embrace the abundant life I promised you. Step out of the shadows and into the warmth of my unconditional love. You are absolutely safe now. The breakthrough you have been weeping for is no longer a distant, untouchable promise. It is the very ground you are standing on today. My beloved child, as we reach the end of this profound moment together, I want you to take one final deep breath. Let the remaining weight of the world completely fall from your shoulders. The path ahead is now fully cleared. The heavy, exhausting armor of your past has been gently removed, and the radiant light of my grace is officially leading your every step. You have endured the fierce storms, you have survived the long, bitter nights of isolation, and you have trusted my hand even when your human eyes could not trace my plan. Now, my child, it is time for you to simply receive. I am officially sealing this new, expansive chapter of your life with my divine, unshakable peace. From this moment forward, you do not have to fight your battles alone, nor do you have to figure everything out by your own strength. When the winds of uncertainty try to blow, you will stand incredibly firm, because your spiritual roots are now anchored deep within my eternal, unconditional love. The tears of sorrow you planted in the dark, heavy soil of your waiting season, are about to bloom into a magnificent harvest of joy, divine restoration, and unimaginable favor. What was stolen from you will be completely restored, and the places where you felt the most intense pain will become the exact places where my glory shines the absolute brightest. Remember this unchangeable truth every single morning when you wake up. You are fiercely protected, deeply valued, and purposefully chosen by the Creator of the universe. Do not let the chaotic noise of the world ever drown out the gentle, guiding whisper of my voice in your heart again. I have equipped you with everything you need for this journey. Walk boldly into your beautifully cleared future. Speak life over your circumstances. Love with an open, fully healed heart, and watch as I perform miracles that will leave you absolutely breathless. You are my masterpiece, my precious child, and I will never, ever let you go. The greatest days of your entire life are not behind you. They are beginning right now. Go forward in absolute, radiant peace, for I am with you always, even to the very end of the age. My beloved child, before you step back into the busy noise and the heavy demands of the world, I want to invite you into one final, powerful moment of connection. I know that hearing these words has stirred something deep and undeniable inside your soul today. You have felt the heavy chains of anxiety begin to loosen, and you have felt the warm, comforting light of my presence surround your weary spirit. But to truly walk in this expansive new freedom, you must actively and intentionally receive it. If you are in a place where you can safely do so, I want you to take a deep, steadying breath. Release the tension you have been carrying in your shoulders, quiet your racing thoughts, and let these words become the genuine, desperate cry of your own heart. Speak this prayer with me, whether out loud into the room or in the absolute stillness of your spirit. Heavenly Father, I come to you right now exactly as I am. I am so deeply tired of trying to clear my own path, fighting invisible battles I was never meant to fight, and carrying the crushing weight of my past mistakes. Today, I am making the intentional choice to lay down my heavy armor. I completely surrender my fears, my deep-seated anxieties, and my exhausting need to control the future. I ask you to forgive me for the times I doubted your perfect timing and questioned your unconditional love. Lord, wash away the bitter echoes of the people who hurt me, and gently heal the hidden places in my heart that still silently bleed. I declare today that I am officially stepping out of survival mode. I trust that the doors you have closed were for my absolute protection, and the doors you are actively opening will lead me directly into my divine purpose. Fill me with your unshakable peace, surround me with your heavenly favor, and give me the exact amount of light I need to confidently take my very next step. I am your masterpiece. I am entirely forgiven. I am deeply loved. In your holy and precious name, I pray. Amen, my beloved child. If your spirit felt the profound truth of this message today, I want you to boldly declare your faith and seal this moment. Type, "I trust your path, Lord," in the comments below as a physical testament to your spiritual surrender. If this prophetic word brought healing to your weary heart, please subscribe to this channel and share this video with a friend, a family member, or a stranger who is silently struggling and desperately needs to know they are not forgotten. Go forward in radiant, unshakable peace today, knowing that the Creator of the universe is walking right beside you. My beloved child, as the day finally comes to a close and the quietness of the night surrounds you, I want to leave you with one final, gentle reminder. I know that the nighttime is often when your mind races the fastest. It is when the busy distractions of the day fade away and your deepest worries, fears, and what-ifs try to speak the loudest. But tonight, I am commanding every anxious thought in your mind to be completely still. You do not have to carry the heavy burdens of tomorrow into your bed tonight. The beautiful path I have cleared for you will still be there in the morning, bathed in my grace and fiercely protected by my angels. Close your eyes right now and physically release the tension you are holding in your body. Exhale the bitter disappointments of the day, the conversations you wish had gone differently, and the paralyzing fears of what you cannot control. I am standing guard over your mind, your home, and your future. As you drift into sleep, let my profound, unshakable peace cover you like a warm, heavy blanket. You are absolutely safe. You are held. You are loved far beyond human comprehension. Rest now, my precious child, and wake up tomorrow morning, ready to confidently step onto the beautiful, newly cleared path I have prepared for you.